need to turn off my fan. Forgot a bunch of things. Hold on. Okay, I think I have everything now. Hello, all my parasocial buddies. It is Inspire again, and I'm here with S'mores, my boy. I'm gonna be watching Moon Knight episode 2. The first one got all those views, you know, it blew up. So I figured I'd do another one. I'll do another video, since you all were begging me to. That's what everyone here wants. This wasn't my idea, yeah, I know. I'll go with that, yeah. Looks like these get pretty goofy, these episodes. Also, try not to, like, worry about my hair a lot. It's bad right now. I've got chlorine in it. Summer started, so, you know, I'm swimming. I'm going crazy. I figured since I've been recording with, like, a small guy, I'd come in with, like, a big guy. So that you guys could see him through most of the video, because I do be cuddling my guys. But let's start it. The whole point of the video is to react to these episodes, and if I'm not playing the episode, then what's the point? So I'm about 10 minutes in, and there's been a lot of just small things. I don't really have much to comment on so far. He got fired. Apparently what he saw was in his head, which I'm not sure about. I feel like the footage has been doctored or something, because, like, he threw down shelves and stuff. It should have been... I don't know. So my camera died, and I watched a bunch of it and wrote down a bunch of notes on my thoughts. Let me get s'mores out. Sorry, he's under. Let's see here. I wanted to talk about, like, how this show portrays, like, alter feelings. Everyone goes through different stuff. For me, it is, like, body sensations. Like, I get tingles, and I get, like, slight emotions. Sometimes it'll be, like, an abstract concept, or, like, a color, or, like, a vision of eyes or hair or something to let me know who it is, who's influencing what. Like, if someone's trying to say something, then maybe my leg will start cramping a little bit. And if I think carefully about, like, what I'm feeling, what I'm thinking, like, what's going on around me, what I was experiencing, it might point to, like, oh, Jack was upset because someone said something that reminded him of, like, something someone said to him when he was little, for example. And for this show, I think that it's showing, like, the lights flickering. The rest of it is all just kind of in his head. I don't think anyone else can see, like, the lights flashing unless something's actually going on. But his alters portray the world around him as, like, I guess the show is a little more physical with some of it. Like, Khonshu, I think it's called. They can, like, push things over and stuff. Whereas, for example, Mitten would love to be able to do that, but that only shows in my mind. Is that enough for you? Huh? Huh? I see a vision of her, for example, pushing over a lamp and it shattering on the ground. But in reality, obviously nothing's going on because it's all, like, in my head, you know, it's a figment of my imagination. Huh? Though the altar is real, and that's just her way of handling that kind of thing. She wants to have a physical body, but it's obviously impossible for her. And instead of having to use the human body, my body, our body, she portrays herself how she would like to be seen, as, like, a little cat who is a little monster, little. Just start saying curse words. Call me things. Call me bad words. I want to be called a bitch and stuff. Say fuck. Say fuck to the camera. Do it. Moving on.
So what? Am I, like, meant to be some sort of mad secret agent or something?
Yeah, it's a little more complicated than that.
More complicated? What? Am I possessed? Are you like a demon?
You're
or...
in danger.
What are you, like a demon? As someone who has a half-demon altar, yeah, I am a demon.
Is that okay? Yeah, I'm still your wife.
So if he's married, like, obviously, and he doesn't remember any of it, and she doesn't know any British part of him. He's obviously only switched during these very clear points in time. He's living a separate life, which I think is kind of a trope in alter media. Who am I to say it can't happen? Obviously, whatever can happen. It's just odd to me because I think it's incredibly difficult to dissociate that hard in the first place, to where you have those barriers that are so thick you can't remember at all. Like, not even glimpses. You don't recognize things and go, I don't know why I recognize that, but I know that that belongs to me. He seems to be very dissociated. And yes, it's exaggerated and it's dramatic and it's for the story and it's probably a little bit magical or whatever's going on here, but it's a lot to me. I have trouble believing it entirely. It's fun. It's fun to watch. I'm definitely enjoying this so far. There's a suspense of disbelief in there for me.
You seem absolutely lovely. This Mark, on the other hand, is a right twit. Yeah?
Stop insulting your alters. Just be kind. I don't... Of course he got offended. Look how hurt he is. Look at his face. I don't... Why do you think that's alright? Why do people... That's a thing in the plural community in general. I've noticed this trend, especially with newer systems. I've seen, like, friends get over this issue themselves in my life, and I can say that I used to have a bit of this bias towards them. In the system community, there's this term called the persecutors. Their job is to harm the body. Like, for example, if you were bullied a lot and called stupid, you could have an alter develop that specifically there to call you stupid and to insult you and make you feel bad and feel stupid. That could be their sole purpose. They could have more depth, but sometimes they really just don't. It really is just a bully living inside of your brain. And you have to find ways to live with that. Most cases, you try to make the alter understand who they are, why they're here, and why what they've been doing is unhealthy. And in that same vein, a lot of persecutors become the most diligent of protectors, which is, if you don't know, a alter who is just there to protect you. It makes you feel safer or defend yourself or set boundaries. For example, a protector against that persecutor or like people similar to that persecutor would be someone who has the ability to snap back with biting remarks like, nah, you're stupid, mate. I don't know. Or in my case, a protector would be someone who shows me reasons to smile, like reasons to not hate everything around you. Stuff like that. I got off topic. In the system community, there are a lot of people who will just hate their persecutors, or just any other alter. They hate their alters. They don't want to share their body, which obviously is happening here. But truly, the worst thing you can do when you hate your alters and don't want to live with them is try not to live with them. You have to come to this understanding that they aren't going away. They will be with you for the rest of your life unless they somehow integrate. That sucks for a lot of people. That's not something you can just understand right away. You could react like Steven here and try to suppress the alters and fight them off and insult them or hate them however you want to, but that's not going to change the fact that you do have alters and they are in your head and they are going to continue to front whether either of you want it or not. They have no control over it, and honestly, you don't either. There is no real version of you. There is no main number one person, even if that person fronts a lot or knows the most or seems to have control. None of you truly have control, and it is not your body. It is your body, our body, communism. You are inside of the same brain, and if you think about it, how on earth could you possibly remove an alter or completely shove it down? Because that is an aspect of you. That is you. As much as you may or may not like it, they are some version of you, of your consciousness, your way of perceiving things, your way of processing emotions and actions and personality. Trying to shove that down is entirely removing a piece of your soul, I would say, in spiritual terms, I guess. You cannot just erase the fact that something happened. You cannot remove a crack from a glass. You can continue using the glass if you put those cracks together in a way that functions, which is what you would need to do with altars, obviously. Lesson number 1. Stop shoving down your altars. Don't... God, I gotta stop switching. Who's here? I think previously that was a bit of David? Was that David? Okay, with the click.
Difficult having all those voices inside one head. Stephen Grant, Mark Spector, Khonshu. I'm curious, do you think that Khonshu chose you as his avatar because your mind would be so easy to break, or because it was broken already?
What the hell? My guy, are you kidding me? Okay, rude as hell. Rude. Very rude. I don't... Pardon? Hey, so were you already messed up, or, like, did he mess you up? Like, are you just, like, are you crazy? Did you already have altars? Are you a freak? Or did he make you a freak? I don't know what's going on, man. I just want to get help. I don't... I have these voices in my head, and now you're talking to me, and I'm scared. I don't know what's happening. I already told you I don't know what's happening, obviously. I'm dissociating. You clearly know more about this than me. Like, what do... Shh. Shut the fuck up. We just want your permission to shoot kids.
Tries to ensnare those with a strong moral conscience.
You have no conscience.
You don't have to listen.
You don't have to listen to him. I mean...
He often throws temper tantrums like a 2-year-old.
I mean... He often throws tantrums like a 2-year-old. None of the gods respect him. Holy shit. Who is this guy? But, like, me too? Is this Mitten? Let's switch to Mitten camera. Here she comes. Literally, this is me. Am I Khonshu? Person who demands respect and is constantly pushing shit over. Cat. You can't see it. I pushed my light. They don't respect power. Sheer power. This man can push over shelves and startle people. Sam! The other god can, like, summon dogs and stuff. Maybe that's why no one respects him. Maybe because he, like, the crocodile lady. I don't know the names. I feel bad because I don't know any of the names. The crocodile lady summons these, like, dogs, these hounds. And they, like, destroy shit. And maybe Khonshu can only just, like, shove things over and startle people and, I guess, like, growl in their host's ear. This is rude as hell, though. Like, why doesn't anyone respect him? What happened? Did he do something?
Maybe, Mark.
Don't you do it. Don't you say her name. Do not give Layla up. Just give me the body.
No, I don't.
May I speak with Mark?
Oh, at least you're respectful about it.
Bring it out. Where the hell are you? I need you to fight.
Let me in! Let me in! So far, all that's happened is, well, all that's happened is he got in a suit, and he looks fly and dapper as hell, might I add. He gets hit up against a bus, the guy gets a scarab, and he kills a homeless man. Yeah, because, you know, they're morally correct, and they do all correct things.
My whole life, I can't go on a bloody date. I can barely keep a goldfish alive. I lost my job. It's been you. It's always been you. Eating away at parts of my life like a parasite.
I promise you, we wouldn't be alive if it weren't for Khonshu.
We wouldn't be alive if it weren't for this altar. Sounds really weird listening to a switch accents.
Thing you say, you hurt people.
letting him
But I'm never going to let you hurt anyone else ever again.
Steven, shut up! Just shut up!
Give you
Stop
a
it!
moment.
Steven, shut up!
I promise.
They do not respect each other, and they need to grow up. They live together whether they like it or not. Oh, I was pressing the wrong button. Dunce. Final thoughts. again, I liked it. It ended with a conversation with Khonshu. It ended with a conversation with Khonshu. He was talking about a deal and how he was going to move on to Layla next. It does overall seem like a really unhealthy relationship. It seems like Khonshu came in, Mark and Steven, who I would say already existed before Khonshu. He noticed that Mark and Steven, who clearly are still unhealthy, so they must have been unhealthy back in the day, and he came in as a form of like protector for that already existing system. And I would say Mark is supposed to be a protector, but as can happen, in his protecting, he ended up becoming a persecutor, which has happened with an alter of mine named May and Clyde. I think they're doing well with some system tropes. I think that they're digging into some more in-depth things with systemhood without using terms about systemhood. The description of the show so far has been the only thing to use anything to do with DID or OSDD or pluralhood in general, using the terms dissociative identity disorder. But the rest has been like, there's voices in your head, there's more of you, which true, yes, but the community uses different terms than what general media does, and I would say they're getting closer. I think that they're learning something. I think they're opening a pathway for systems to have more of a voice because people are going to be looking at this more. And props to Marvel, props to Disney, I guess, but it's really hard to say when it's a big corporation and a big popular mainstream media, and I don't know how many systems actually worked on this. I will do more research after I watch it because I want to avoid spoilers. I am a little chicken, I am a little coward, and I want to go into this blind. I will probably do an overall review with like a special bonus episode after I do each of these. So far, I'm invested, I'm having fun, and it's a great way to stay in shape. So hopefully my content will get a little bit easier to watch, a little more interesting. I know that this has been a bit slow and I haven't had as much to say, and there's not been as much activity up here going on. I promise I'm working on something probably better than this. Thank you for watching. I love you and have a great rest of your evening. Last video took me 6 hours to edit. And it was really boring. I hope I said anything of substance in this one. And I'm certain the audio will be terrible again as well.